Hello friends, welcome to the Southern Mountain Kitchen. Today we're going to make a pork roast. So we're going to preheat our ovens to 325 degrees because you're going to want to bake your pork roast at 25 to 30 minutes per pound to where it reaches an internal temperature of 155 degrees when you check it by thermometer. So go ahead and look at your pork. Like mine here, I don't have to trim any fat away from it because there's really not a lot of excess fat on it. If you do have a lot of excess, cut some of it off because you really don't want this being extremely greasy. You want to cut it back a little bit before you do anything else to it, just to make sure that you just don't have too much fat, because once you go to cook it and you're eating it, a lot of that will turn into a greasy mess if you don't cut enough of it off. So you just want a thin layer of fat on the outside of it. And once you get it cut away and you're ready for moving on to the next stage, we're going to actually put seasoning on this. Now I put a lot of seasoning on the outside because it does give it a great flavor, and mind you, as this cooks, some of the seasoning is going to move off to the side as far as when it gets steamed up or heated, and then later on it's just going to incorporate in to give a great taste to it. So sometimes a lot of seasoning is not bad. So we're going to use 1 teaspoon of salt. And you're just sprinkling this over the top of it, just trying to coat the whole surface on top. Then we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of pepper. Then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. One teaspoon of adobo seasoning. And then, this is kind of odd, but it has such a great taste, to add 1 teaspoon of chili powder, because this is going to kick up the flavor quite a lot in this. But when you cook it, it's not going to be like overly seasoned. It's not going to taste horrible. It's going to just give it a kick that makes it have such a great taste. Now, once we get this all done, we're going to take a pan and spray it with some nonstick cooking spray, and then place our pork inside of it. Now, to this, we are going to add some chicken broth, because you need at least 1.5 cups, something to give a good layer in the bottom of your pan. And as this is cooking, you might want to check it from time to time. As this cooks down and goes away, add some more to it, just to give a little bit of a level in the bottom of it, just so it's going to cook into your meat and it's not going to be dried out, cooked out. You want it to actually stay in there as it's cooking. So once you've got it like this, you can go ahead and put this in the oven. I put a lid on mine to cook. You don't have to, it's your choice, but you have to check that temperature till it's done. And then when we bring it out of the oven, it's completely cooked. We're going to let it sit for about 30 minutes. During that time, we're going to preheat our oven up to 375 degrees, because we're going to put the pork back in there for 15 to 17 minutes to give it that golden crispy edge on the outside of it. And then you can use the drippings from underneath of this to actually make gravy. And when you're done, it will look something like this, and it has such an amazing taste. I hope you liked this recipe, and if you did, please like and subscribe. And if you get a chance, check out my cookbooks, which are available in bookstores worldwide. The first is about everyday cooking. The second is all about baking. Have a great day.